Okay, so we'll start with revision about two things: one step and two step equations. Why we are revising these two topics? Because they are very important. Okay, because they are very important. Yes, I don't understand you. Now start with the first type, guys, which is one step equations. Now if you remember, we have four types of one step equations, right? First type was addition equations, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Copy with me. So the first one is addition equations. And if we have addition equations, we do what? Subtraction. Check. We do the opposite operation. The opposite operation. The second type, we called it subtraction equation. And if we have subtraction equation, we do what? Add. Check. Right? If we have subtraction, we do addition. If we have addition, we do subtraction. Third type, which is multiplication equation. And if we have multiplication, we do what? Division. Right? Fourth type, and the last one was division equation. And if we have division equation, we do what? Multiplication. Right? These are, or these were, the four types which we took before. Now we'll take examples about them. Just remember the strategy of solving these equations. Please copy. Then we'll go to the other board. Now, let's take some examples about these types. Yeah, example. But before that, let's remember a few concepts about equations, algebraic expressions, variable, coefficients. Remember? Now, when I say K, we call it what? Variable. In mathematics, the letter of English, we call it variable, right? Now, when I say 5K or K plus 7 or K with a number, what we call this together? Algebraic expression. So K alone, we call it variable. Okay. 5 alone, we call it what? Coefficient of the variable. So here we call the 5 coefficient of K, the number which is multiplied with K, not added or subtracted with K. Yani when I say K plus 5, the 5 is not coefficient here. You understand me? So when I say K plus 5, it's different from K multiplied 5 multiplied K. Here the 5 is coefficient. But here the 5 is not coefficient. The coefficient of the variable is the number which is multiplied by the variable. And in this case, what the coefficient of the variable is? 1, right? But we don't write 1 as a coefficient. But 5 alone coefficient, K alone variable. 5K together, we call it algebraic expression. Okay? So if this 5K has an equal with other number like 5K equals 10, all together now, what we call it? Equation. You understand me? So 5 alone coefficient, k alone variable, 5k algebraic expression. If you have equal a number, what we call it now, equation. So our mission here is to solve the equation. Now, when I say solve the following equations, means what? To find the value of the variable, right? So, what is the value of the variable? Is a number that makes the equation correct, right? So here, if I say k equal 7 for this equation, is this solution? No. Replace k here with 7. 5 by 7, how much? 35. Is it 10? No. So this k equals 7 is not a solution for this equation, but k equal 2 is what? Solution. 5 by 2 equal 10. This k equal 2, we call it the solution of this equation. The solution of this equation. Why? Because this number 2 makes the equation correct or true. Get it? So when I say solve the following equation, means to find the value of the variable. Okay? Any variable can be x, can be y, can be any English letter. It's okay. Now, for example, let's talk about the addition equation. K plus 7 equal 12.9. Here I'm asking about a number. If you add it with 7, you get 12.9. Now, K here, it has a coefficient, which is 1. But what we call the 7 in this case, we give it a special name, if you remember. Connected. It's a constant. But in the equations, what we call it here, just to make it a special, we call it connected number. Now, to solve addition or subtraction with connected numbers, we make shifting. We make shifting. Shifting means to transport a variable or a term from a side to other side, left to right or right to left. And when you change, always when you shift, you change what? The sign of the number. So here we have plus 7. To get rid of it, I will shift it to the other side. It will be what? Minus 7. So K equal 12.9 ليش فيها minus what? 7. So K equals, simplify here, 12.9 minus 7, how much? 5.9. So this K equal 5.9 is the solution of the equation. صح? This is what we call it addition equation. One step addition equation. Why one step? Because we did only one step to get the solution, right? So done these ideas, right? But now let's take another example. For example, 13.7 equal t minus 8.2. 13.7 equal t minus 8.2. Here our variable is t. No, Beji, Mr. It's revision. Where's your copybook? Why you don't have? Why? Yeah. Now 13.7 equal t minus 8.2. Now here our variable is t, right? Fine. What's the connected number? Negative 8.2. Negative 8, not 8.2. It is negative 8.2. We always take the negative with the connected number. Now I need to get rid of this negative 8.2 to make t alone, right? How we get rid of it? We shift it. Here it was to the right, to the left. I shift it to the right. Here it is to the right. I will shift it to the left. So here 13.7. 13.7. I'll shift it here. It will be 13.7, sorry, plus 8.2 equals what? T. And we add normally, right? We add normally to find the value of T. 13.7 plus the decimal under decimal, don't forget that it should be here 8.2, right? So it will be here 9, this 11, and this 21, right? So T equal what? 21.9. Now, how we check our answer? We always substitute. What's the meaning of substitution? To replace the variable by the value, right? So replace T by a 21.9 here, subtract by 8.2. The answer should be what? 13.7. Do you understand? Now let's go to the third type, which is what? Multiplication equation. 3. Just give me a second. Okay, guys, in the online, just 2 minutes, then I will be back. Third type was what? Multiplication equation. Number 3 is the multiplication equation, means you have multiplication in the equation, and it's one step. So here, for example, solve the equation minus 3m equals minus 27. Now, what's between the variable and the number? It's multiplication, right? What's the coefficient here? -3, right? Because it's multiplied by the variable m. Now, if we have multiplication at the first page, we said we do what? Division. We divide both sides by what? The coefficient. So I will determine the coefficient, which is what? -3, and I will divide both sides by the coefficient. So here I will rewrite the equation, and I will divide both sides by the coefficient as itself. زي ما هو. -3, -3. Okay. Now, -3 divided by -3 here, it's how much? +1, right? 1 multiply m is m. No need to write 1m, right? So here it is 1m, which is m, equal. Here do normal division. -27 divided by -3 is +9. Positive because we have similar signs, remember? So m is equal to 9. To check our answer mentally, replace it n by 9. -3 times 9 is -27. So if you have multiplication equation, you divide both sides by the coefficient. For example, if you have 18 negative equal 2.1 what? X. Multiplication equation, what's the coefficient? 2.1. So I will divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 2.1. So here -18 equal 2.1x. I will divide both sides by 2.1. These are gone still what here? Equal. And here do division. طبعا negative divided by positive is negative. And do division normally. 18 divided by 2.1. You remember we cannot divide on a number with a decimal. We need to push the decimal. So here I need to push it 1 digit, but here I don't have decimal to push, so I will add 1 digit and add, right? So it will be 180 divided by what? And do division. So if you divide these two numbers, the answer will be 18 divided by 21. Naam. It is rounded 8.6. Rounded. Okay. So what's the value of x? -8.6 rounded. Yes. Round it, Ibni, round it. Just do division. Do division. Go at your home and do the division. Okay. Now, the fourth type is what? Division equation. We do what? multiplication. Watch the video. Yalla, number 4, for example, m divided by 3 equal negative 17. So here I need a number which is m, and if you divide this number on 3, the answer should be what? Negative 17. So if you have division, you will do what? The opposite operation, which is multiplication. So I will rewrite the equation, and I will multiply both sides by the 3. And the 3 here, we call it what? The divisor of the variable. In the previous example, we call it the coefficient. If you have coefficient, you divide both sides by the coefficient. If you have divisor, you multiply both sides by the divisor, like this way. Now we cross the 3 up and down. You can cross them. Still what here? M equal, and do division. Negative by positive is negative. 17 by 3, 51. So the number which is divided by 3 and the answer is negative 17 is what? Negative 51. Done? Sometimes, for example, 8 equal negative t over 4. So the t has negative here. See? The t has what? Negative. So get rid of the 4. How we get rid of the 4? By multiplying both sides with the divisor, which is what here? 4. Check. So here I will multiply both sides by 4. 4 with 4 are gone. Still what here? Negative t equal 32. Is it finished? No. I want t. I don't want negative t. At this case, you divide both sides by what? By the coefficient, right? What's the coefficient now? It is not 1. It is negative 1, right? So I will divide both sides by negative 1. Now, negative 1 here, but we don't write it. Divided by negative 1, k, gone. Here, 32 divided by negative 1 is how much? Negative 32. So t equal negative 32. Let's check our answer here. Replace t by what? Now you have negative already. And the t is what? Negative. So you have two negatives, right? Negative t, negative, negative 32. How much? Positive 32. Divided by 4 is 8. Done? You understand the 4 types? Good. Now, as we said at the first page, here we have one-step equation, which are these, and we took the examples about them. And we have what? Two-step equations. Let's revise the two-step equation. Two-step equations. Now, the two-step equation, from its name, it has 2 steps to solve, right? First, you shift. Second step, you multiply or divide. So first step, shifting. Second step, multiply or divide, depending on the situation you will have, right? And in general form, this is the two-step equation. Px plus r equal k. P, r, k are numbers. Are what? Real numbers. And our variable is mean. And x هو variable. So first step, you shift the r. Second step, you divide by the coefficient p, right? Remember? Let's take examples. For example, solve the following equation. 2m minus 17 equal 13. So I want a number, you multiply it with 2, then subtract 17. The answer should be what? 30. Here we have connected number and we have coefficient, right? The connected number is what? Negative 17. The coefficient is 2, right? So here 2m equal 13. Shift the negative 17. It will be plus 17, right? So 2m equal what? Simplify here, 30. Now I turn it to what? To multiplication equation. Now I have coefficient, which is what? What's the coefficient? 2. Divide both sides by 2. So m equals 15. Now let's check. Replace m in the original equation up by what? 15. 2 multiply 15, 30. Minus 17 is 13. You understand? Good. Are you copying? Yalla, finish. Finish copying, please. Copy, please. Wait, خلي زميلك يخلص. Okay, finish copying, guys. Right. Come here. Let's do the last form. Page what? This is a 3 يا زلمه. كلها one example. اخلص. ها؟ What? This one? Yeah. Quickly, guys. Let's finish our work, then we will back, okay? Now, still one form we need to revise. Now, we revised what? The one step and the two step. Now, let's remember this form, how to solve this form. P with the parentheses, x plus r equal k. Remember it? Now, here P and R and K, P, R, okay, are numbers, right? X is our variable. Now, the first step was what, if you remember? To expand, right? To distribute the P to the inside the parentheses by multiplying. P multiply X is Px plus P multiply R is PR equal K. Then here we turn it to the one which we took a few minutes ago. Two-step equations, right? We shift and multiply or divide. So this two-step equations. So first step, you get rid of the parentheses, then do normal steps. For example, if you remember, solve 3 multiply x plus 7 equals 8. Sorry, equals 9. Okay. صح? Let's multiply. Now, first step, we distribute the 3 on the parentheses. 3 by x, 3x, 3 plus 7, multiply 7, 21 equals what? 9. Check. Now, shift, then what? Divide. This is 21, shift it to the other side. It will be 3x equal 9 minus 21. 3x equal 9 minus 21, it is negative. Small minus big, always negative, right? How much 9 minus 21? Negative 12. Negative 12. Now divide both sides by what? 3. So x will be negative 4. Now to check our answer, replace the variable by the value. صح? Replace x by negative 4. Negative 4 plus 7. Replace x by what? Negative 4. Negative 4 plus 7, positive 3, right? Times the 3 outside, the answer is 9. Okay? The answer is 9. Right. Let's take another example about it. For example, I will back to it, don't worry. Solve negative 12 equal 8 with 2y plus 3. I'll replace this negative 24. Okay. Now we will follow the same strategy. I will distribute مين بالأول? The 8, right? صح؟ هذا النيجاتيف 24 will equal ماليش فيه. Now 8 times 2y, 16y, right? We multiply the number with the number and the variable comes down. 8 times 2, 16, and the y comes down. 8 times 3 is 24. Check. Right? Now, I will shift mean 24, this connected number, right? I will shift it to the other side. It will be what? Negative 24. Yes. Wait. No. No. Not here. Okay. Stop. Now, this connected number 24, we shift it as we did in the two-step equation, right? So negative 24, the first one, and we shift this positive 24 to the left side. It will be also what? Negative 24, right? This is equal what still here? 16y, right? Now, negative 24, how much? Negative 48. Excellent, boy. If you remember addition and subtraction of positive and negative numbers, we add and put the same sign. ممتاز ريان. So it's negative 48 equals 16. Why? Now I turn it from parentheses here to two-step equation here to what here? To multiplication equation with one step. Now where is the coefficient in the last step here? 16. صح? Now what we do? Divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 16. So here I will finish negative 48 equals 16y. Divide both 16. So y will be اللي بيحكي 3 هو اللي غلط بالفاينل اكزامز. هي negative 3 ولا لا يا عامر؟ Why negative? Because we said many times that in addition, in division and multiplication, if you have different signs, the answer is always what? Negative. Similar signs, the answer is always positive. Copy, please. For the online, hope you copy it very well. If you don't, try to watch the video again and copy these exercises. As we said at the beginning of the class, from tomorrow, inshallah, we will start continue our lessons. I think we will start with module 6, lesson 5. We'll continue with it. That's all for the online students. Thank you. And tomorrow, inshallah, again. Goodbye.